You have my full attention, okay?
It's the final chapter in a...
Even though you guys can't really see me. Okay, chat. I think Q&As are kind of self-centered, like kind of weird, but I've noticed the last couple months or whatever, whenever I spend time talking to chat, people have the same questions all the time, right? And I feel like I feel weird not answering them because I'm like, you know, it makes me feel bad. So I thought if I do an actual official Q&A, I can answer a bunch of questions that are like recurrent, right? And tell chat. And so we could have all stacked up and maybe even make a video so people know. Make sense? And now I think it's a good time because chat is dead and I can't even see chat. So I can literally talk to chat slowly. It's kind of weird. It's kind of less interactive, but it was gonna be a monologue anyway. Let's see. Let's close this. Let's make the background look nice. Okay, this like that. Okay, all right, this. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, chat. This will be a little bit a different type of content, but I think this is kind of cool. What can we do? Lo-fi music is pretty cool. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick a question. I'm gonna write it on a notepad, and the question I'm answering is if it takes a long time to answer, it'll be on screen for the whole time that I'm talking about it, until we go next question. Why write it? So people know what we're talking about whenever they're looking. Like that. Okay. I'll look through chats. Okay, guys, you guys have a lot of power. Okay, the ones that your chats that are actually appearing, those that yeah, you guys have a lot of power. Okay, you guys can dictate the questions that people are gonna ask. So try to use that power, you know, responsibly. That's a decent question, I think. I think this is decent because there's a lot of angles to that question. Okay, mods, you can change title. Just mods, put title Q&A, not dodging any questions. Ready? This question was this one. Okay. The reason why I chose this question, chat, is that ooh, I don't like the bits thing. It's kind of annoying. I'll do it reversed. I'll do it like that. Chat, this question has a lot of angles to it. That's why I chose it. Because, yeah, I can see your messages. Question is, why did you think that becoming a streamer would be profitable? There's like a lot of good answers to that, because it's like a lot of angles. Profitable, monetarily is cool and all, but at the beginning you can't expect it to be profitable monetarily. You just can't. It's impossible. You can't even like think about the idea, in my opinion. You think about it as like a hobby. So in my opinion, it's like it's profitable in terms of like everyday life and enjoyment. In a lot of games, I used to play League all the time, and it would actually enhance my enjoyment for the game. Being able to share the passion I had for League and the characters and the universe and the commentary or whatever, that's rewarding in and of its own. Does that make sense? And at the same time, I was also learning English. My English was really, really, really bad. And playing League and see, I don't know, interact. I used to stream in French, but seeing like a lot of people in chat were English or like in the game, it's like a good mix, and I guess you could say it was profitable that way. So yeah, it didn't matter. Streaming wasn't profitable for as like an income for the longest time. I used to make like like $4 a week or something like that. Okay, why is chat so slow? Because chat is currently broken. Next. License no. Can only see my money. It's broken, dude. When do you think you'll retire? Yeah, I answer this question almost every time, so I'm gonna let's just get it out of the way. Question is, when do you think you'll retire? Boring? Play some games, you loser. You guys, look at this. Live ban. Bang. Pog you. Dude, I'm not about to play games. There's no energy to bounce off of anything. It's Twitch broken. Okay, anyway. When you think... Well, this is so... Okay, I'll rewrite it. This is decent. Question. Oh, you redeemed the demo? That's crazy, dude. It's hard to see retirement because I don't really see Twitch as like a job. Does that make sense? So it's gonna see like retirement, but I always want to be involved in like live content stuff. So even if one day streaming doesn't feel rewarding overall, like I don't feel like my energy is being put to use or whatever, and I feel like it's not bouncing off of anything, and it's just energy wasted. I would rather give some of that energy or mindset or some of these some of the cool ideas that I have and combine it with something or somebody. Like I always do, guys, I have like projects, like let's say streaming disappeared overnight for personal streams or whatever. I would love to work with companies or like brands that make events like tournaments or whatever, and try to find ways that I think were good, interacted with chat when I did it solo, and try to implement some of these concepts to their product and make that like cool, fun, exciting, and make people want to be part of it. Because right now in the streaming sphere, when it comes to companies have a big, in my opinion, a problem finding stuff that sticks and makes people want to be part of. So I'd love to do that. That'd be really cool. Sometimes I have a lot of like projects or whatever, but I don't want to take time off to do them, so I just keep streaming. What else? Guys, some of your questions are decent, but they kind of turn around the same, and I don't want to talk about the same thing so much. Sure. Guys, I don't want to dodge questions, even though this is not that interesting. I don't mind answering it. I kind of live life like an idiot, a little bit on purpose. This sounds very odd, and I will regret this 100% down the line. 100%, and I know this for a fact. But I try to turn a blind eye on most of earned income, whatever. Like I make sure that like the checks come in, and that I'm not getting scammed in one way or another. But I don't double check like amounts because I know they're fine. Like I try to just do streams like I used to do them when we had like 100 subs or 10 or 100. I try to keep it like a purest way, and I know for a fact that's like that could be negative because I could be missing out on a lot of things. I could be missing out on a lot of possible income or whatever. But it's kind of a way to like remain grounded in what I love, and I don't want to lose touch with that. I feel like I like just making chat spam emotes and just attention, dude. Making people like have like a reaction to stuff I do. Then when I was young, I used to do this all the time. I would do crazy stuff all the time out there. In real life, I just do like crazy stuff. Something was bad, something was funny, just to get a reaction out of people. And I don't want to lose touch with some of these things just because of money. Especially since most streamers are already overpaid anyway. Oh, this is decent. This is decent. I don't want to do too many like hardcore streamer topics because I think, you know, there's a good amount in there. Okay, let me type them down. The burnout question. Burnout motivation. I might get a pet. And also there was another question about something else earlier. Okay. This is tough because even though sometimes I'm like really confident in what I do and what I am, that's just kind of how I'm as a person. I don't like having titles. It's why I always tell you guys that I feel weird about awards and trophies and whatnot, because I feel like titles are very temporary and they fade super fast. And I don't want to say, oh dude, I'm one of the biggest streamer. I'm streamer of the year. I'm this, I'm that. I don't want to get attached to these ideas that mean nothing to what I do. Does that make sense? What I do every day, and whenever I go live, whatever, I don't want to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm here because I'm #1 streamer, or I'm biggest streamer, whatever. I don't want to have these thoughts. I think they're useless and they fade. And also, whenever you're not #1 streamer, then you're gonna have to come down from that big high pedestal that I'm putting myself on. You know? And also, I don't really know how the internet works. I don't think anybody does. Also, like I can barely get a full sentence together. I can't really say sometimes I express myself in a way that I think is annoying to listen to and odd. And I'm like French, I'm missing a lot of words, and my thoughts, I put them bad into wording, so I don't really know why people watch a stream. So I feel weird that the stream grew this much, especially since, you know, at the time, I was like, oh, really? I've said this before, but every time we hit a milestone, like 100 subs total, I was like, guys, this is as far as somebody who stutters and speaks half English, half French will go. And then 1,000 subs, I'm like, guys, we've hit the cap. Okay, I'm glad you guys were here for it. 1,000. We're done. But then 2K. Like, guys, the show is over. That's it, boys. We've hit the absolute top. Okay, we got like, there was some sort of glitch in the system, boys. And then 10K, I was like, dude. I was like, you know, and it kept being like that. So it's kind of hard to see it otherwise. I see it other than that. This is a decent question. It's a little complicated of an answer. This could take like 30 minutes to answer. I'll keep it as a back burner. I'm happy. I kind of like that. It's less streamer oriented. It's pretty decent. Are you happy? Am I happy? I'm always happy, but it's always been this way. I guess you could say I got kind of lucky in the way that maybe I was raised, or that my brain like developed. I don't know why. It's very easy for me to be happy in any situation. And a good example that I gave chat before of this is when I was young, I would do stuff and I would get consequences for them. And I'd be smiling and stuff like that. And I would get like grounded, or I would lose like, but I would always smile and laugh. And my dad would always look at me and say, you're just a happy boy, aren't you? And I'd be like, woo! And I feel like sometimes he would misunderstand it, or he wouldn't, like he would get it, but not really. And even in times where like things were, I guess you could say, rough or something, or like I was in debt or lost motivation, I've always been happy with like anything, and that's kind of lucky, you could say, because it makes me kind of well, I don't want to jinx it, but it always made me like somewhat like indestructible. Does that make sense? It makes me feel like a titan, because I'm like, you know, oh, this happened, it's really bad, but I'm still not sad. Oh, this is a very bad news, but I'm still not sad, you know? It almost feels kind of eerie. This also, I don't make this too dark. Yeah, one more thing about this. This is kind of weird. Maybe this also happens for some reason with death. For some reason, like I process like death of like people that I know or close ones kind of like differently than I would expect. Yeah, it doesn't quite get to me the way that I feel like it does to others, but I can't explain why. Especially in social situations where death was presented to me, people would cry and be sad, and I feel like there was like an expectation for me to be sad, and I couldn't do that for them. And sometimes that upsets people. People will get somewhat mad at me. And I don't blame them, because I know that it can be rough for them. I know when I was young, I think my grandpa died, and my dad was kind of like somewhat like mad at me, because I wasn't really sad or I mean, I was, you know, I don't want to diminish it, but you know, it's kind of hard to explain. Yeah. Right. Just side topic, as I said, my most regretful decisions. I have a lot of regretful decisions, things that didn't pan out. But see, that's another thing that I process differently. I don't mind that, because I've failed and crashed so many times. It just feels to me it's now coded in my head for some reason as like part of the process. So I don't really feel regret in that way. I get acclimated to new scenarios much quicker. I just kind of like, okay, that's it. That's the new set of constraints. That's the new life. You know? Hey man, life changed because of these stats. Now that's that. Okay, that's it. That's what life is now. Fuck it. We're going with it. Being said, you're gonna get a decent. Getting a place. I think some people know, some people don't. I already have one. The house that I currently live in, I bought it, and I never told you guys because, you know, I don't really think it's interesting topics that much on stream. But Yeah, I bought this place. I've had it for like a year now. The only thing with Texas is that there's like a property tax. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's coming together. I'll show you guys more hints soon. Getting furniture is not really my specialty. So Semi kind of brings me like hundreds of items, and I kind of just skim through them. I just no. I'm trying to do something crazy with the house. I'm trying to make it kind of wild or crazy inside. I want to have like walls that are like one color with like a graffiti on it or something like that, you know, like some you know. I want to put like carpet on the walls in like a weird like motif or something. Well, cause I'm kind of a kid in my head still, and sometimes I have ideas that are kind of dumb. And so, you know, when you were young, you kind of want to like take a crayon and round the wall. That's kind of what I want still. Just on like a higher level. All right. This is decent. I don't mind that. Yeah, my topics are not very interesting, but I don't mind showing that part because that's like with any job, and it's. No, I'm not religious anyway. Sorry, Hershey, you had a question. I'll answer it in a minute. This make you sad? You're gonna cry? Why? This is not sad. This is happy. Okay, next song then. Oh, I'll put a. No, this is Pog. This is happy. When I started streaming, I had gotten the computer, and I had like, even though I had a job, I was always around like $0, right? And I would kind of like level out the spending and whatever and try to make it always zero. But what my dad told me is that I shouldn't use a credit card, you know, too much like a credit card. I shouldn't buy things that I can't afford. So I would make sure that if I wanted to buy an item, I had enough money to buy it. And sometimes that meant buying nothing at all, which is fine. Buying nothing at all, which is fine. And I think there's only one time where I went over with the spending. I ended up like spending a bunch, and I was 1.4K in debt, and that stressed me so much because I was like 20 days in or something, and I couldn't figure it out. So I started like selling a bunch of items. And then I went to a tournament and I won $1,000. And then like the day of or one day before, I ended up maxing out my credit card and being able to pay it. And I never had a single payment that was late. And so my credit score is like perfect, I guess. Do I ever cry? No. I mean, you guys say I'm lying or whatever, but and Sammy knows this. I don't cry, but for some reason, this is really weird, but sometimes since I'm lightweight, when I'm drunk and I get drunk too fast, like it happens sometimes where I'm empty stomach and we go to some place, whatever, and I get like 3 shots, or I down a drink. And I go like from 0 to like 1 million, and I go like, eh! And sometimes like I think I'm going to die. So it happened that I cried because I was like, this is it, I die, because I was too drunk. So I don't know if that counts. Yeah. Am I afraid of dying? I'm not afraid of dying. I mean, everybody dies. it's not something that special. Like everybody ends up dying. I'm just afraid of not going to the height that I think I'm capable of, and going to the place that I want to, goal-wise, before dying. Pretty much. I think that would be a lot of lost potential, and I think that goes for almost everybody, if not everybody. There's a lot of good questions in there, dude. I will make sure that it's stuff that people want. I'll talk to Lucid in a minute whenever we're done with this Q&A. It might take like an hour or two, so I'm just chilling today, dude. I'm just answering good questions in chat. What kind of stream is this? I'm just talking to chat. I'm answering questions. I like this. This is a good question. This is something that I wanted to talk about. Do you miss the adrenaline of being a pro player? Explain why or why not. I don't know if this is something that people can relate to or not, but competing overall, but especially competing at the highest level, is like it's like a, I don't know how to say this. It's kind of like the epitome of all the energy that I have, and you rarely get that anywhere else. Everything that you are, that you stand for, all the goals and all the things that you put aside, or like the sacrifice, you could say, or going all in and min-maxing that part of yourself. It's almost like a test. Like competing is kind of like putting it to the test and going all in, and that's really crazy. It can be like really like I don't know how to explain that. It's like it's pretty crazy, and you'd be crazy not to miss it. Yeah, of course I miss it, but I know that's something that can't last forever. Yeah, well, yeah, I miss it. I miss it somewhat, but I get that feeling sometimes in other areas for some reason. I'm trying to get a good questions that are like, what's happening? What's just tours? Getting married? No. Do you want to go mainstream as a streamer? This is decent. I'm not gonna go on this too much. Do you want to go mainstream as a streamer? Well, I generally don't think that any streamer right now is mainstream. I don't think anybody is mainstream. Even Ninja. Ninja sort of, but I think people just know of Ninja, what they associate him with. And I think his brand is mainstream. I don't think his streaming is mainstream. Does that make sense? And I think it's because his brand transcended past his control as a streamer brand and kind of went into its own product, and that's mainstream, but not his streaming identity. And I don't think it'll take a while before like legitimate streaming identities become mainstream. So I don't think I have any worry about that. Because when things go mainstream, you'll see a lot of change and very, very negative things at the beginning. I'm sure. Like I'm sure you've seen a lot of TikTok Andes who are seeing a bunch of stuff ahead of hitting mainstream, like people analyzing some of the things that they do that are like very mundane and whatever, and people make outrage. That's very odd to me. I think then you can get like gaslit by Normans and change your view on life, and I think that's very damaging. All right. Yeah, I want to improve the stream quality. That's for sure. I hungry? No, I ate today. Chicken sandwich. Chat, I'm trying to get something that people want. Chat, if you see somebody's question, if you see a question that isn't yours, that you like, copy paste it. I like it that we're like more like like personal based, so it's like you know. You think platform was better? I don't think I want kids for now. When did I lose my virginity? At 18. I don't really have ADHD. I don't think. I just have like a surplus of energy, but doctor said it's not hyperactive disorder or ADHD according to tests. Also, I told you this before. I did something called neurofeedback, and I kind of reinforced some parts of. Yeah, it's a long story. Okay. Yeah, Chad, this is Pog. This is Pog you. This is an idea that I've had. I've been watching a lot of game shows, and I think game shows are Pog and they're sick. And I think game shows that are live is literally the future of live content. And I want to be there for it, and I want to be there at the beginning of it. I want to be one of the first at doing it. And even if it sucks at the beginning, I don't want feeling. It is something that I want to do. Absolute Pog you. And I want to host it. I want to host it. I want to be one of those competitors, Andy's. I want to host it. Even if I suck, that's fine. We can get better at it. Okay, let's get something. Let's get a pure juicer going on. When was the more desired stream would be a career? Yeah, that's decent. I like that. Why do you not host anyone? You know, people see this and misinterpret this sometimes, and reasonably so. And I thought I could debunk some of the answers. I used to be, I believe, in the early days of being the people who like mass hosted every day, always host, always juice out at the very beginning. And whenever I became like a bigger streamer, a little bit, I started getting a lot of backlash for hosting, and it made me feel bad. There's even a couple instances where I've gotten death threats for hosting because people said that the community sucked and that I intoxicated their chats or whatever. So that made me a little bit but then they put a new TOS in where if I host somebody and my viewers are do something that's very anti-TOS or whatever, that could get me into trouble. And other instances made it weird, and that kind of turned me off a lot. And I feel like I don't want to burden, even though some people say, yeah, it's good, but they get viewers and they get money, haha, if I host them. There's a little bit more that goes into it. And I feel like sometimes whenever I dip people in whatever we do here, it ends up being a complete disaster. And I don't want to burden people with that, and I want that burden to go back on me and burden me. I'm trying to live a peaceful, mind-free. A lot of people ban people in this chat. I don't blame you. Yeah, it's weird. Will there be any adult-ish with discussion of 18+ topics like Disney has sometimes? I don't think so. I think other people are, there's like a lot of young viewers, and also, dude, most people know who my exes are. Most people know who my other girlfriends were and whatnot, and they can literally just go back and, you know, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. I don't want to. The current state of chat. Chat's a little Normandy sometimes. This chat kind of goes full degenerate mode sometimes. Okay, next. There's some Dr. K stuff in there. That was fun. Basic motivation. This is decent. I think a lot of people can like can see where I'm coming from with some of my answers with that. I think motivation is difficult to give to others, whatever, because everybody's motivated by different things. Sometimes it's like survival. Sometimes it's like relationship. Sometimes it's people are motivated for a crazy, wide-ranging variety of things or whatever, right? And it's impossible, I think, to translate how you see things and how you're motivated onto somebody else if that's not what motivates them, right? So then, with me, it's kind of like, the stream is kind of like a machine that I just kind of built itself by accident, and then it became kind of too big that I want to see it through. You know, I don't want to let it down. I think I have like a responsibility to fucking roll and give it all I got, for better or worse, whether it fails or it doesn't. Kind of like, not like a burden, but it kind of just happened. You know, and I want to dedicate everything I have to it, because I don't think that if I lose that, I don't know where I'll put that energy. I don't think it'll take me a while to find something that is worthy of that, and something that I feel like I fit in somewhere else, you know. And issues with I never suffered from depression or therapist or whatever. I don't think I would stream in French, no, even if it was the same for analytics. Emotional moment, no. Why do you not drive? I have like a bit of a robotic brain. I do things in a very, the way I process actions is very robotic. Like, it's why I can't dance or whatever. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And with driving, sometimes it makes me kind of dangerous on the road. Like, I'm like, okay, I want to blink left, but only when I pass this third line on the road. But if there's a car there, but I really want to blink on the third line though. And it's just dumb. Kind of like when I used to do biking, I would only like upshift whenever I was gonna go down pedaling or whatever. Maybe that's a tactic, but I felt weird changing gears when my pedals were not in this very position like this. If I wasn't like this, I didn't want to change gears. A little bit like that. Maybe it's OCD-like stuff, but it's not completely OCD. I don't think it's like. If you get instant to 10,000 hours and put something, what skill would it be? 10,000 hours? If I could get 10,000 hours in anything I want in life, right now, instantly, it'd be on stage presence, dude. Be on stage in front of a real audience and being able to present things and share the energy that I have with the things that make me passionate. Sometimes it's kind of tough. Sometimes it's kind of tough to translate what I have because of a million things that are happening. But I can still do that right now whenever I get into the zone. When I get into the zone, I go bang. Nothing can stop me, dude. Literally nothing. People can cringe in the audience. People can do whatever, dude. And like literally nothing matters. But I have to get into that very specific mood, and sometimes it's kind of tough to get into that. Be a presenter? No. Charity stream? Yeah, I'm working with a charity organization. We'll be doing streams for charity year-wide. I think like 6 a year, something like that. That are like all organized because it's easier to work with a company, so they can organize anything for me. It's way simpler. I'll think more about it some other time. Sometimes it's kind of hard because of donation links and taxes and how we're gonna go about it. Some companies are really good at making it really easy. Yeah, we're gonna rebrand soon, sort of. The Winston icon is kind of getting old. Name change when? Soon, at the same time. What else? Well, it was another good juicer question. This is your streaming something. Thanks, Lux. Saving from dark thoughts. She makes me laugh. Pog, man. Pog, you pog. I'll put things about him. Chicken and beef? Chicken. Chad, give me something personal and good. So the people ask often. Why don't you look at your camera? I just don't like it. Where do you think I've been in 5 years? This is more of a dark answer. I'll keep it for now. I don't want to. I don't want to make things too weird right now. You ever think a long period of time? You ever have a long period of time in your life where you don't know what you want to do? No. I go from one goal to another, and if that goal fails, then it's all GG. Oh, chat that again. I don't want to answer chat. Just a little bit more of a. I want the people to be inspired by this, or I don't really give any ideas. Dude, I just feel like my lifestyle is really unhealthy, and some of the things that I do or did have gone too far. And dude, I just feel like my body's like falling apart, dude. Like my knees bugged out, my back is snapped. Some things are unfixable. I just feel like I'm, 5 years. Yeah, I just don't feel like I'm like made to last very long. But I want to get ahead of my, But I like that. I like that. Yeah, it's why I don't want to make it weird or dark. Like, I don't mind that. I think that's fun. Oh, long-term goals. I wanna have a game show or something like that. A little bit like it's why I really like the the thing we watched with iDubbbz, the Dax Flame guy or whatever with the game show. It's why I really enjoyed that documentary because I saw myself in that guy a lot. And this game show idea, I've had it for years, and we did one game show a long time ago in the Watch Days, and it was really cool. And I want to do something like that, but I want to host it. I want to make it my thing. And if it's bad, it's bad. And if it fails, it fails. What do you think about hiding personal relationships for people in the limelight? That's decent. I don't mind that. This depends. This depends. As long as it's not done in a way to profit and not have any negative thought. I've always been for the fact that this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. Just because sometimes even with friends, not even girls, whatever, or guys, even with friends, sometimes when you put things public, sometimes the public goes in the middle, and intentionally or not, they do certain things that wedged the people apart, right? And it takes two very, very grounded individuals not to take what the people do against one another. And that's been like this with all my streamer friends, with all the people that I've met on stream, with all the like let's say I'm playing with somebody and people from my chat or whatever ask some stuff or says something. Oh, dude, XQC thinks you're trash, lol, and everybody spams or whatever. It takes something that's very, very smart and grounded to not feel that these things are coming from me. These things are coming from the other person, and that wedges people away. Oh, do I deal well with pressure? This is fine. I've said this before a bunch of times, chat. I think this is a good question, because pressure is something that everybody has, one way or another. I think often enough we're scared of getting pressured or being under pressure or being stressed out. I think being under pressure forces us to do better, to pierce through whatever is going on, and it's somewhat healthy. I think we evolve very fast when under pressure, and often enough I find myself I miss the pressure as soon as it fades away. Every time that I'm under a crazy amount of pressure, I'm like, dude, this is impossible. I'm like, this is crazy. Dude, I can't do another day of this. Dude, I can't keep up like this. And then you do keep up, and then it's like, oh, it kind of just fades. I'm like, dude, I kind of feel lost. It's almost like you're so used to fighting that you kind of it's kind of, you know, it's kind of part of you now. Now that you've lost a fight, you're lost. Oh, that was a good one. If you could create a company right now, what would it be about? Clothing, but not only clothing. I would want to do clothing, but not in like a high beast way or whatever. Something cool and innovating that isn't expensive and whatever, that doesn't follow like the main formula. I guess that wouldn't work, but I don't know. Just something cool. Sometimes I feel like I want to wear something cool that I think of, but it doesn't exist. Like sometimes I wake up and I look in the mirror and I kind of want to like customize my character, but there isn't a lot of customizable features with terms of clothing. You know? No, I never met Moxie before. I know what it looks like though. Chat, give me a good juicer. Chat, like I said, chat, if you see a question that you like, copy paste it. Would you rather live your childhood or see the future? I think every part of your life is important. but none of them is worth duplicating. One part makes one part of your life, one block, defines the other. So going back doesn't make any sense. Hey, bitch, read my shit. Don't be rude, little bitch. Yeah, chat even makes me mad sometimes. I don't want to know though. Oh, how do you deal with burnout / loss of motivation? That was the things. It's kind of hard to burn out when you do what you love, but sometimes there are things. There's one part of something that I like a lot that is like ruining the whole thing, and that's kind of how I deal with it. If I just find a way to minimize that or crush it so it doesn't occur anymore. Like, what if you have your dream job? By your dream job, one of your colleagues is kind of a piece of shit, and you can't avoid him. You have to work with him. Finding a way to minimize that effect or that likeliness to occur. Okay, what else? Afraid of failure. Everybody's afraid of failure. I'm reading like a maniac right now. I'm not ready to them right now, no. Are you happy? No. Oh, yes. My religious, no. I probably won't have kids. I don't know about kids for now. What else? What else? Shall I guess a chat? If you see a good question, copy paste it. How? What up?
I need to use this table, so I'm gonna move the cards, okay?
Okay, be very careful.
Okay.
Very.
Okay.
Thank you. So he asks him, how do you deal with his social anxiety? That's a decent question. I'm pretty sure that even the most confident people all feel some degree, at least, of social anxiety. Just because you would have to master almost everything and all the possible interaction or dialogue trees to not have to deal with it. Some people, at one point or another, you will feel some sort of discomfort with some sort of situation and not really know how to deal with it. I guess it's just experience. I personally, I like the experience. I rarely regret feeling weird in a situation or acting like a dumbass in an interaction, because I think it's kind of fun to fail and feel weird or cringe at yourself. It's an experience. At least it's not boring, because everybody can stay in the back and wait and do nothing, and every human is able to sit around and not take any risks. Everybody can manage that, but having the ability to try something, fail, and move on from it in that regard, it's kind of exciting. It's fun, and sometimes it's kind of like, you know, takes a couple days to recover. You're like, jeez, that was some hard cringe, dude. That's wow. That's wow. It can take a couple days to recover from that, but that's okay. Try again. Should we improve my character? For sure. I think what Shumi did a little bit for me, for my character, is finding ways to do things that I care about, regardless of nobody caring about it. And at the beginning when we start streaming, it's kind of weird to do that, but now I'm, yeah. Nah, I can't enjoy it. This is weird. What else? No, I never really had good friends IRL. Just like, you know. Well, I kind of did, but I don't go outside very much, no. Do we have a boring live streaming here? This is decent. Listen, man. The thing is, dude, is that I like to take one bite at a time, but chew on as much as I can while I can. Right? One bite at a time, I think is a good mindset. But if you take small bites, like, does that make sense? Like, I'm 25, dude. One bite at a time. Streaming has been 4 years. It's not that big of a deal. Even if this, I call this part of my life a degenerate action, I still think I'm living a decent amount of experiences that I wouldn't in real life. And that trade-off of leaving all this behind to try to live something in real life, it's just too risky, dude. I don't think I would find much fulfillment in other fields right now, and having a wider variety of interactions. Most things are kind of like social and everything. I could always, for like stuff like traveling, whatever, I could always do it on stream for content. That's still a possibility. I can always combine it with what I do. And I think sharing that part of with people is really cool and fun. And I think people want to be part of that. And so if I ever feel like doing that, I feel like I could. How did I get my name? How did I get my name? This is like a 10-second question. I told you guys before, but it's just I was playing League. I wanted to have a Felix QC. It was taken. Then I did QC Felix. It was taken. Then I did. I just did like this. Does that make sense? I just compacted it in a smaller, and I at first I didn't want the name. I didn't want that name, but instead of my memory could be rusty about this, but I think I clicked instead of verify name, I just clicked just validate or whatever, and it kind of just gave me the name. And I was like, whoa, dude, my name changed. And instead of like telling me that the name is valid or whatever, I just name changed. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna pay another 15 bucks. I guess we're XQC now, dude. And I just kind of kept it. Favorite era of Twitch? The early onet.tv League of Legends streams with like Double Lift and Hot Chudgy and whatever. These were pretty fun to be part of. What size shoe 10.5? And Hot Chudgy and whatever. These were pretty fun to be part of. What size shoe 10.5? The time I enjoyed the most. You know what? This question would be normally boring, but I think this is actually pretty exciting stories. There's 2 parts of my life that I really, really, really enjoyed. Two parts. The first part is whenever BlizzCon and TwitchCon was right next to one another, and I stayed in California for the whole stay, and it was like 10 or 12 days, and it just felt like constant stuff that I had to do, but I wanted to do at the same time. I had to be there. I had to do content, and then I had to compete, and I had to sign autographs and take pictures, whatever. And I had to do an interview over there, and it was just like constant stuff to do, non-stop for like 10 days straight. And what's cool about it is that I just felt something that I don't feel very often, or that I think overall people don't feel very often. I just felt like I was at the exact place that I had to be at the very moment, and there's no other place that like my being had, like I was there, you know. I was there, and I had to be there, and I wanted to be there, and everything that I stand for needed to be there. And I think these experiences, even if they don't happen very often, I think when you feel this way, you should encapsulate it. And I think, in my opinion, it's very rare. And even though I hadn't had this for like 10 years or like 5, and whenever that happened, I tried to like keep it in memory, because these experiences can be very powerful. And I think they can shape how you're gonna see things for like a long while. They make things more real. And you don't want to damage that or lose that. And also, the other thing, even though Overwatch League was kind of a failure for me, and none of you guys were there, maybe not for that era, this is very odd, but Overwatch League, all the players used to live in the same apartment complex, right? And it was this new thing, and even though Overwatch League didn't pan out in terms of like size or traction or overall, right? It was a new thing that had a lot of potential, right? And it was very exclusive, because not a lot of people were part of it. And being there physically, in real life, and going there, being part of that, is really crazy. Because almost the same thing, it just felt like you were like part of something bigger, part of something, you know, that like almost like the inventors of Facebook or whatever. Like whenever I watch the movies, whenever I watch the social network, the way they felt when they were like creating a website or whatever, and whenever they felt like they were going all in on their project, and they whatever, that's kind of how I felt being there. And even though it didn't pan out, that energy, that like a raw moment means a lot. Scariest thing you remember? It's an old story. It's no story. I'll try to go fast. Because it's kind of story time. When I was young, once a year, whatever, since we live in Quebec, we would go to something called Mount Washington. I think I said it's told the story before. And it's a mountain that we used to climb. It's just you hike it. It's very high, but you just hike it, right? And there's no climbing. You just walk up. And at the end, yeah, there's a lot of rocks. So you get you kind of like go into the rocks. It's kind of cool. You go to the top. Cool. So this one year we went, and for some reason, the path that we took had a waterfall, which normally we wouldn't have to go. And that waterfall was kind of icy, and there was a tiny bit of snow, right? And you had to like go like this a little bit to make it over the ravine. And it was me, my brother, and my dad, and we're all there, and we're kind of like this. And my dad wanted to go first or whatever. And you know, we were really worried. And I saw my dad like went like this, and I thought he barely slipped, and it looked like he was gonna die. And just see him in a bad spot where I know for a fact he was gonna slip, and see him there like still not going backwards and still going forward. It was like almost like knowing for a fact somebody was gonna die, but not able to do anything, and that was just felt kind of weird. It just kind of it was really unsettling. And we told him to come back, and we told him that we were not gonna go in that spot if he went, and then he came back, and then we didn't climb. I think that year we ended up going downwards. Do my experiences are in real life more? Yeah, there's some things I want to do more in real life, but I don't think I have enough time for that. And I think at least before I'm like 28, like 3 years, 5 years, 30, I can still do those things. I'm not in a rush. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I feel like if you feel like you're missing out on something, you make everything else more miserable, and every other thing you feel, everything you do feels not as good or not as meaningful. It kind of feels useless. I don't like that. I like to live a more of a peace of mind lifestyle where kind of wing it. Why is your content so good? Because I'm the fucking best, that's why, man. What else? A relationship with your parents. That's decent. Hold up. I saw something good in there too. This is fine. I'll copy paste it in there too. What's your worst personality trait that you would like to change? I'm very cold with people, and sometimes I do things that are wrong, and I don't know why, and I don't know why they're not like you know, like they're not acting reasonably, but I'm also unreasonable. I don't know. I'm just cold with people. Ice cold. My parents are fine. I have a good relationship with them. They'll probably end up seeing this somewhere somehow, and somebody's probably gonna link to them, or well, I hope they don't get mad or they don't get sad at this. I love my parents. They're pretty pog. I had a cool childhood, and I just feel like, even though I don't really care that much about this, it doesn't affect me in any way. It doesn't hinder me, but I just feel like I could be like rank 1 by like a million miles in terms of like content creation, YouTube, Twitch. I could be Steve Harvey, Andy, Family Feud, Juicer, Warlord. I don't think my dad would compute it as something that's like very good. Which I don't really care that much, because it matters to me a lot, and that's pretty much all I care about at that point. I generally feel like, let's say, I'm just taking a guess here, cared that much about stuff like that, but well, you know, you care about his stuff and where he's going and whatever. Because I don't mind. Like I said, it doesn't hinder me. But it's a bit like that for my mom, but less. I think she kind of computes it now. I think she's kind of, yeah. But yeah, my dad, every time I talk, it's why I try my best to avoid talking, streaming or video or whatever. My dad, I only talk about it if he like talks to me about it. I hate talking to him about streaming, whatever, because I feel like he like preemptively diminishes the whole vibe, and it makes me feel like momentarily for like 1 second, it makes me doubt my own mindsets for like half a second, even if it's not like an hour or like a day. It makes me like, and I hate that because I'm always full of confidence and I never want to even doubt. I want to go all in and do my stuff, and I don't want to even think about it. And whenever he brings it up like that, yeah, I don't like it. He's kind of a doubter. Well, I don't want to leak his own story, but I think he might feel this way because he has like a degree and he's had good jobs, but maybe there are things that he wish he would have changed or done differently, and he wants to see me do that. And he wants sometimes I think he wishes I could do those things that he didn't, or I could do better, because he doesn't think that whatever I'm doing is doing that itself, which is fine. Want to pursue education? Sort of. Yeah, I don't think my dad cares about money that much. My dad never really cared about money. Guys, I don't want to rant and go too long about this, chat. I don't want to rant too long about this, but this is another decent part of my life if you guys want to hear it. Money's always been, even though my dad lost his job when I was 1 year old because my parents separated, and I don't know what happened, but he lost his job and kind of lost everything. We lost the house. Well, yeah, when I was 1 year old, my parents divorced. My dad had a really good job, and we live in a really, really nice house. Even though our neighborhood was pretty small and small houses, we had one of the nicest houses in the entire neighborhood. And it looked really cool. I actually went biking whenever I was biking in Canada. I went back to the house and I looked, and we had planted a tree, and I saw the tree and how big it was now. We had a cool house, and my parents divorced, and then my dad lost his job, and he was making a good amount of money, I would assume, based on the house we had. But then we moved out to like a really smaller house, and then he would like, you know, he wouldn't really work for. Guys, since I was a kid, it's kind of hard for me to recall. I don't really know. For a long time, he didn't work. He'd just be at home in the basement. But I think he always did a good job of not making us feel anything about money, even though we didn't have a lot. So basically, like I said before, we would eat meals, and he called that red spaghetti. We call it like that, red spaghetti. And it's like a 50-cent meal, literally. It's just pasta with bland, normal tomato sauce, whatever, right? And we ate that like, we didn't really notice when we're young, but now I notice since I'm older. We would eat that like every day almost. So we would walk back, you know, at school, we would walk back home because we lived close from the school, and we'd walk back and we would eat like red spaghetti for lunch, like every day. But we loved it. It was Pog. So I only now realize that I'm like 25. What is red spaghetti? But at the time I didn't. And also my dad always he kind of always taught me well with money, like you know, he still had, you know when you get married, you get like gifts or whatever, right? My dad had a bunch of gifts from when he got married, like vases and pots and plates that were really expensive and fancy, right? And sometimes I would break them by accident, because I remember there was a big pot and I was shaking a big shelf because I wanted like some I think like a controller to fall off, and the pot and slamming to the wall, and the side cracked. And it was like a really expensive designer pot. And he heard it and it made a big noise. And he came above, and he got mad. Right? And then and he got really mad. But he would always ask me if I was okay after the initial madness. You know what I mean? If I was okay, if I got hurt or something. And then if I didn't get hurt, he'd be like, you know what? It's only money. And it's really weird because I know some of you guys might not understand what that means. He would always use the phrase, it's only money. In a way that like, you know, like there's some things that money can't fix or something, or like, does that make sense? And even though it's expensive, and we let's say we couldn't afford it, well, it was still just money, and that's kind of cool. And one last thing, growing up, whenever we would ask for like games or whatever, and he would get mad that we're playing so many games, he would always say stuff like, you know, kind of happy to like buy a game or whatever every once in a while, instead of feeling us to be bums or whatever. Right. All right, next question. My last name is Hungarian, yes. Ever suffer from mental health problems? No. I said that earlier. I was usually really happy. Oh, GG. Chat that again. Twitch bugged out again, boys. It happened. Woohoo! Oh, now it's literally not loading up anymore. There's literally zero. Guys, can anybody prime? No, don't do it. 100% prime sub. Oh, it's working. Yeah, it works. It works. Don't do it. Okay, stop it. Nobody do it. I like that a lot. This is something that I think I put a lot of pride in, sort of. I generally am the same off stream, except, you know, streaming is stimulating. Does that make sense? So sometimes some traits are exacerbated or enhanced because there's a lot of input, visual, audio, all at once. So of course things are gonna get like more energetic or more hype or whatever, and they always get a bit more crazy. But I'm really thankful that I'm kind of like the same on and off stream, and I don't have to change anything on either side. Maybe I should change something on one side or another. Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing that. Yeah, when a dude does, when Matthew does cooks you out. Chat, I'm actually glad that the chat is dying today because of Twitch glitches. Because I feel like if I was playing a game, I would get mad that the chat is breaking. But now we're doing this, so it's like perfect. I've told my first Kiss story before. First Kiss story it's a decent story, but I said like five, 6 times before, dude. I don't want to bore people with it. Well, all in all, like it's very I'll just give you a resume. Some girl from school knocked at my door. She wanted to go hang out. Then we'll hang out, but then there was 2 girls, and I was like, I don't really know, dude. Elementary school, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, like really young. And then they kind of brought me to this park, and there's like bushes, and there's like big long bushes. So we went behind one of the bushes, and then we kind of just sat on a rock, and we just chilled, all 3 of us, whatever. And then they were like, one of the girls said, yeah, you should kiss the other whatever, and there was like some sort of whatever, and then I ended up kissing the first girl, and then the other girl was like, oh, me too, and then I kissed both of them. Yeah. Alright. I don't have any insecurities, and even if I did, I wouldn't motherfucking tell you, dude, because you would bring it up every stream and try to fuck me over with it. Suck me off. Next up. Any good juicer questions out here, boy?
What parts of your childhood influenced you to become the person you are now?
Competing, I think, has shaped me almost in every way. I think competing is a pretty I think competing is a very intense experience, and it shaped every part of me. Am I still friends with childhood friends? Not a single one of them. Actually, I'm mostly in bad standings with most people from my elementary school. Nope. So basically, after elementary school, you have to apply to high schools, and I did a couple tests, and the school that I wanted to go to didn't accept me. So I had to go to the other school, and they had way less friends that I knew of. So I kind of went back to 0 and kind of had no friends. Going to high school first year. Yeah, it was like a full reroll, but I don't really care about that. So I kept like 0 of my friends from elementary school. I mean, I have them on Facebook, and I check into them sometimes, I guess. Not really. In high school, I had a couple friends that they still kind of talk to me. Like 1 or 2. Yeah, not really. A couple of them are sub here. One of them does, but some of these friends I kind of made them like later on, past high school, like people from like friends of my sort of friends from high school. I kind of, yeah, it's complicated. It's whatever though. So I said this before, but it's like in high school, I would try to make people laugh all the time. I was kind of like the class clown, and I just wanted not to be accepted, but you know, to be like the cool one or whatever. And what that ended up doing is that ended up me being friends with everybody, but having no friends. And I think I said that a million times before on stream. So if I said hello to anybody, they would say hello back, and they wouldn't feel weird. Like everybody, if I wanted to have a very small talk, I could. Nearly anybody. But on the weekends, if I wanted to call somebody to go hang out, well, I wouldn't be able to. Then nobody would pick up, because I didn't have the number or whatever. It's you know, I didn't have like any real friends. Does that make sense? That ended up changing a little bit towards the more like the end of high school, where I had friends that did like skateboarding. So we kind of went sometimes. We kind of like had like a skateboarding friendship, sort of. Yeah. Next up. What language do you think I swear off stream? English. Even when I was French full, I still swear in English, so somewhat. Biggest regret and career choice. Interesting. Guys, why is it making you sad? Guys, if this doesn't make me sad, and I'm not sad, this should make you sad. This is pretty relieving. Like, this is Poggy, man. This makes me happy. This doesn't make me sad at all. I didn't have friends, but you guys act like I wanted friends. Friends are tough to maintain, and they take a lot of energy, and you have to care for them and check into them, whatever. And sometimes that ends up being, you know, more of a sacrifice than a reward, and it's kind of annoying. That kind of annoys the fuck out of me. How often do people recognize me in real life? Actually, not very often. Decently enough, actually. Decently enough. Take care of my health? No, I need to get like a food delivery or like some sort of meal prep or something like that. That's where I need to go right now for the diet, because I've been eating absolute dog shit. Guys, so some of your questions, I'm not ignoring them. I either already answered them in one way or another, or yeah. See, I answered this before. Even giving second chances. Yeah, that's more of a personal belief. People should get more than second chances. People should, yeah, this is like more of like a belief thing or philosophy. This is like another topic entirely. So for me to go live sometimes, sometimes it's like I have a lot of energy and I want to do things that aren't really interesting. So I try to kind of find a middle ground, and so I'm like, what the fuck were you gonna do today, dude? But then I just click the live button because, fuck it, dude. And the stream ends up being not that bad. Having direction is always better, though. I don't believe in God, no. Well, it's not that I don't believe in it. I don't believe in anything. So don't. I hope you're not upset for your God or God overall, or any representation you have of God. I just don't really believe in anything. I have no spirituality. I kind of just believe in myself, and sometimes it's hard enough. I'd rather not believe in anything else. If I went to college, I'd like to do law if I went to college, I think. You want to do anything else with your fame? Make a film, an album, stand-up comedy? No, I don't see it as fame. But there are cool stuff we could do, and we could direct things towards that we'll probably do in the future. No. I have dreams very often, and they're very vivid. I told this before. For some reason, one day something clicked in my fucking head, and I get very vivid dreams. Sometimes I mix them up with real memories, which is kind of weird. What goals do you have for 2021? I want to be, I guess, I'm actually gonna put this on screen. Goals for 2021. You know what, dude? You know what? This is like a more general thing, chat. I have to message you guys. I don't want to be too weird about this, okay? But I don't like setting cutoffs too often. I think cutoffs can be pretty negative. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, dude. From that date, this is it, or whatever. Yeah, I do that sometimes with chat. Say, yo, guys, we're in a new era. We're gonna wake up early for stream, whatever. But this is a little bit different. I mean, like, you can use a cutoff for extra motivation or something like that, but don't use it as a pillar for every motivation or every all your energy. I think being a part of why you do something can be good, but being the main reason why you do something is kind of bad, because that can fade quickly. This is the personal opinion, though. Personal opinion. Need therapy? No, I don't think I need therapy either. Some of the things that I do and think or feel aren't really challenges right now. They're not really challenges. So even if they are, let's say, a possible problem, I don't really want to fix them because I want to have peace of mind. Hey, chat, I'll take 3 more good juicer questions so we can talk about it. Let's get it, boys. Oh, we're assuming you're 50. I thought it was it over there. Living over the world, what would it be? Home. Hold up. I'm looking. I want to get a juicer. Has having more money made you realize you don't need many things? But I've always felt this way though. Also, I don't like having too many things either. I feel like it's like a mental burden. It's not OCD, but I like to keep things in a certain state. And I feel like having a lot of items makes me kind of go crazy. Like, oh my god, dude, is this scratched? Is this bugged? Is this broken? Is this dirty? Do I have to fix this? And the more you have, the crazier you go, type of thing. Talked about this before. How to get over your ex? That's different. I stole that thing from Asman. Is that what he said? Pretty sure I've said that take before. He said his take. Oh, what would you? How would I get a nose job? What would chat talk about if I didn't have a long schnauzer, dude? Minx was not banned for saying incel. That's not what happened. I don't know why you're bringing this up right now. Join the jump. Chat, give me a juicer. Give me a juicer question, chat. Give me a juicer, chat. I'm seeing a lot of good things, but maybe I'm missing them. I don't know. I guess a lot of them, I've answered those already. I think there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. That yeah, I'm friends with Dirty Scales. He's a pretty cool guy. He's alright. Do you really believe that anybody can say anything they set their mind to? See, this is like less of an experience thing, it's more like a belief thing. Yes and no. Are you gonna donate your money when you're gonna die? If not, what are you gonna do? Wait, why would you donate it? Wait, I have a brother and a family. I'm pretty sure I already did that. I think whatever was the Watch League, I had to do insurance stuff, and I had to attribute percentages to people if I die. I already did that. Play a game now. I'll play a game in a minute. I'm not in a rush, dude. Chat, those are like takes on stuff. Takes are I do takes all day anyway. Yeah, I can't find a juicer.
Wait. Thanks, man. Love you.
Learning English. Games are pretty good for learning English, I think. This, no. Fair food, no. Did you visualize the amount of people watch your streams? No. I hate doing that. I hate visualizing people that watch the stream. I just kind of do whatever. It was the hardest thing I overcame. This is decent. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Because I feel like a lot of people feel that with like schooling and whatnot. Yeah, a lot of people might feel whatever I was feeling with the schooling thing. Whenever I was in high school, I couldn't do advanced mathematics because they didn't let me. So I had to do them later on at an adult school. And basically, you had to be self-disciplined. And I had never been like really self-disciplined before. Like being actually on my own. And there was no cap to how much effort you could put in. So if you wanted to go all in and finish your book in one day, you could. Obviously, nobody did that. I never been disciplined. There was no cap to it. You know, like amount maximum you could put in.
I'm superstitious at XQC.
No, I'm not. And I was plunged in an adult school where people were like dropouts and bums and like adults that didn't give a fuck. People just didn't care around me. And I have the firm belief that when you're around people that are motivated, it makes you like perform way better. If people around you are doing stuff, you feel bad for not doing stuff, and it makes you do stuff. And that impact is insane. So being every day in a classroom where nobody cared, not a single person, except for the teacher, where people played music, people had their desks turned around towards each other, because it's an adult school. The teachers did not mediate the class itself. Like the teacher didn't, they wouldn't make people do stuff. They would just sometimes talk whatever and explain stuff, but it was free for all. And people were talking, yelling, listening to music, watching videos, filming. It was a bit of a disaster. So I think one of the biggest challenges was to stay motivated and go all in and get good results amongst all those people. Staying motivated, keeping my own goals in my thoughts, that wasn't really easy. So I ended up doing 2 years, two full years of material in mathematics, and I think it was 2.5 months, something like that. Basically, I was doing, and that was like three and a half months. It was like I was doing one book per week. So I was going crazy with it. And actually, that's a decent story. It's actually what it's one of the reasons why I don't drink the Dr. Pepper anymore. Because during that time of my life, my mom bought me cookies, and I was told her to buy Dr. Pepper. And every time that I would open the books, I would drink Dr. Pepper, and I associate the smell and the experience of studying and going all in, like with crazy hours of mathematics, with the smell and the taste of Dr. Pepper. So every time that I taste it, I think about it, and it fucks me up. It ruins my day entirely. So I try to stay away from Dr. Pepper nowadays because of it. Right. I've been afraid of what would happen if I didn't make it as a streamer. Yeah. This is decent. This is decent. As I did today. Absolute pog you. I had 1 hour sleep and I'm fucking rolling, dude. I'm feeling really good today. This seems really odd. Okay, I know this will sound like almost zero head, but for some reason, I've always been scared of being homeless. And even when I had double income from the Overwatch League and streaming, and I was making a good amount of money, and I had a good amount in the bank, I almost inclined all my choices in regard to being scared of being homeless. And I would think about it all the time. It's almost like a child's thought. Like I would always tell myself, I have to not go homeless and die. Not go homeless and die. And that was always like my internal dialogue. Okay, don't go homeless, don't die. And it's so weird, right? So, whatever I did, even if it wasn't streaming, I was always afraid of that. So that was my big scare, is going homeless and dying. And I think even though that can be dangerous, because you don't want to do things too much out of survival, because you know, I don't want to damage like good and healthy things. It also gonna push me harder to do things. It's why it was always very hard for me to relate when I was talking to players that I believed in a lot in Overwatch and competing, that I thought were the best, and I had all my confidence in them, and I would give them all my. I was like, dude, we're all in, dude. You got this, and I believed so much in them. Whenever they wouldn't put in the effort, I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand why. Because I could see so much potential, and they already had it, and all I had to do is claim it. Yet they didn't have the fire to claim it, and I don't know why. All I had to do is claim it. They just have to take it. It's right there, man. I can't relate to that. I'll take one or two more big pog use. What's my backup plan if streaming goes GG? I said this before earlier. Just working in esports or content and whatnot, and just, you know, try to do cool stuff, or just retire. But what would be fun in that? Okay, two more big juicer, man. My mom didn't really support me at the beginning, but she I don't think she could. It was like a battle between it was like my stepdad and her and whatever, and I was like making a wedge between them by playing too many games. So I kind of got kicked out of the house. But I don't think she could have done anything. This is before. We talked about it before, I think. My knee surgery? It'll take a while. I'll probably do it. I told myself I would get my surgery but before I'm 28. So within 3 years. What is my most prized possession? The house. The house. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Pog, champ. Yeah, the house is kind of cool. It kind of feels weird sometimes. Almost every day, almost every night, I kind of walk through it for no reason. I kind of sit on the couch and I look at the sun go up, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck is this? I don't know, it's kind of weird. Or sometimes I sit in the garage and I pretend to drive the car. That makes me happy. Chat, one more juicer question. Absolute pog you. Because I don't want to waste people's time and I want to play some motherfucking games, dude. Woo! Oh. Wait, what was that? Oh, JL from Time Magazine here, he says. JL from Time Magazine. Was that growing up with your brother? Wait. Wait a minute. Really? Nah, it's gotta be bait. If you actually work there, dude, if you put me into the magazine, you have to refer yourselves as Normans or Normandy. Okay? If you put me in a quote, I want you to purposefully, without quoting me as I come from you, you have to claim yourself as a Norman. Do it. Okay, what was the question? I forgot. So, this is decent. Me and my brother had a pretty tight relationship. We would fight a lot, and he would punch me a lot, whatever. Because I was very pesky and very annoying. But I had a couple stories with that. Okay, I'll try to go fast with this. I'll try to go fast with this. Growing up, we would always play games and we'd always be really good. And the only reason why I would become he was a very quick learner, and we were both very quick learners. But he would quit sometimes for no reason, and I think over the years it's because he had more interest in social aspects like friends or whatever. And he maintained those friendships a lot, and I didn't care too much about that. So I would every time he would go hanging out, I'd go like, hey, you know, Paul, I'm playing games, dude, and I would play games all day. So I would become better at them just because I'd spend more time. But I think he could have been better than I was. Spend as much time, except. What was a bit unfair of me is that I tried to reap the benefits of his social efforts, even though investing no effort into social. So I would like, you know, try to like hang out with them whenever I wanted to, whatever, and try to like tag along, and try to, you know. So that was a little bit unfair. But there's a bunch of times where we were very good at things, and he would just quit because his new friends were doing some new stuff, and he would do it, and I would keep playing the old game, or I'd end up being better. And then whenever he went to like college or whatever, so here we have at home we have a high school, cégep, then college, whatever. And when I was in cégep and he was finishing his, or when I was in high school and he was in cégep, I mean, we both kind of split up. We both split up because, you know, life. He's more busy, more workload, and we wouldn't really connect anymore. And playing games with him was a big part of growing up because we used to deliver the newspaper, and in the morning at like we would have to wake up at like 5 or like 4:45 or something like that, and we delivered the papers. And whenever we were done, there was about 2 hours before we went to school, because school's at 7. So we would play games in the basement. We'd do a Warcraft 3 2v2s, or we would do Diablo or World of Warcraft. We'd play games all the time. So growing up, or Halo 2v2s. Yeah, we would play a lot of Halo 2v2s in our room. So playing games was a big part of us growing up. But then after he went to like to college, or whatever, and then me too, we kind of split up, and it kind of made like a little bit of differences between me and him. Then he had a girlfriend. We didn't really agree on a lot of things. It was kind of weird. But I never interfered with his stuff, and I know that you know, for some reason he's very smart, but sometimes schooling was a little bit hard for him. Like some concepts, my brother took a little more time to get a grasp of them, and some others very fast. He's very intelligent, and sometimes at school he had to put more effort. And I never wanted to hurt that, you know? I didn't want to damage that. And that's normal, I know. But we would always fight. And I remember one time we were fighting on the couch. We were fighting really hard, and we're like, you know, punching and shit. And then I was so mad at him, I don't remember why. It was probably my fault. But I threw his backpack on the ground. And he had a hard disk with his final project on it. And the hard disk broke. And the file was corrupted. And it was the first time that I felt like I had damaged his schooling or whatever. And that made me feel really bad. It was an accident, but at the same time, I didn't want it to be my fault. You know, I didn't want it to be my fault, so I felt really guilty, and that kind of changed to myself that I would never want to hurt his schooling efforts, because he took a lot of pride and he put a lot of effort into it, and I felt bad about that. We're in a good religion now. We're good in Russian. Yeah, I still talk to him. He still talks to me. Yes, some people recognize. For some reason, some people think that he, even though we have a different voice, some people think that he's me when he's playing games. Apparently. Yeah, I don't know why. And he tells me that whenever he tells them that he ends up caving in and telling them that he's my brother, nobody believes them. But I don't think he cares about that. I don't think he never cared. My brother never cared about stuff like that. Right. Anything else you aren't telling us? Yeah, I'm hiding a lot of things, dude. All my life is hidden. You can't say anything. I'm a ghost. Chat, one last juicer. Chat, one last. Chat, if you see a question that you like it, copy paste it in the chat. One more. This has been fun though. I'm enjoying this a lot. This is more fun. They give some money to my family. I bought my brother a car because I know he goes to work, and I think he finds some of his work unfulfilling sometimes. I think he feels maybe like misused or underused or whatever, and it kind of unfulfilling. So, and his car is a piece of shit, and I don't know what part of technology does that, but whenever his car is full of rust and dog shit, and whenever we would go around in his car, we would put music on, and for no reason, the music would slow down like a lot. Even if it was a normal aux cord, I don't know what did that, but the music would slow down in the car, and it would speed up if we took a bump. So we would go, it'd go, bang, and it was just weird. Like, the car was just a piece of shit, dude. So I bought him a new car. So now I don't really give money to my parents, but I don't think they need anything, and they're fine. So I bought him a car. It's like a hybrid. Sorry. Nah, it's not actually. It's a hybrid. Well, I didn't want to use it for content, whatever, and say, "Oh my God, I bought my brother a whatever car." I think that's kind of washed up. I wanted to feel like, you know, genuine, because that's what it was. One more. Liv's fine. She lives down. She lives here. She lives here. I'm not dodging a question. It's just kind of, you know, it's whatever. And people come up in public. People can come up in public. I don't mind it. Well, this is a really hot take. This is a really hot take. I have a double take on this, and I can see both. This is actually decent. This is actually a take, not really a personal question. When it comes to outside, I get it. Some people are weird, and maybe they'll like ask questions or like record or whatever. Okay, most celebrities reap the biggest benefits out of being a celebrity. I don't think it's that big of a deal in real life to, you know, play the part when it comes to outside life. You know, like, you know, just play the part, man. It's fun, dude. I get it. Sometimes you don't want to. I get it. People don't have to be too intrusive. Like the Kanye video where the guy films at 5 a.m. In his garage. That's weird, dude. That's weird. But I don't think people should be upset at them recognizing them, because the fact that they recognize them, you know, it kind of gives them a lot in their lives, you know? Does that make sense? So, you know, I think it's kind of cool to just play the part, man. Play the part, dude. No? Is that a bad take? Is this a bad take? Okay. Well, I mean, the celebrities that kind of get hounded sometimes outside, they're like, dude, they're like bazillionaire Andys, okay? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think it's just, you know, people are starting to see them. You know, it shouldn't be that big of a GG. All right, one last big juicer. How much do I make a month? Too much. Streamers are motherfucking overpaid, dude. Will you compete? No, probably not. The YouTube stuff, I'll talk about it later some other time. It's a bit of a more complicated topic. Twitch / competitors or whatever. I'll take a crazy good question. There's some people in live that do not I don't know what that means. That's I don't like talking about drugs or whatever, because I don't want people to be inspired by whatever and try to like replicate and whatnot. I think that's kind of weird, especially with like younger people, more influenceable people. You know? So you've used drugs. I'm pretty sure everybody has one way or another. Even if it's not like a recreational, it is what it is. Well, I mean, dude, like a good example. When I had surgery, they prescribed me a bunch of morphine, and I had a big pot full of morphine, and even though I needed it, it got me really fucking high. And some other time shortly after, I was in a little bit of pain, and I took one, and I was high as fuck, and I should have done it. See, that still counts as like drugs, whatever. And you know, I don't want to say that's a good thing. It's a bad thing, you know. Seems to win soon. I'm assuming it helps people. That's cool, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated topic. That like if the stream helps people, I'm glad, but it's not something that I emulate. I'd rather keep it a place that like distracts people. Chat, I'm trying. My body count is between 7 and 15. I never told chat how much it was. Take a guess. Tough. We're gonna play games? Yep, in a minute. Whatever we're doing in the last question. Something that I overthink, but I shouldn't overthink it. Just doing stuff that I want to do. Sometimes I kind of overthink it. Oh, is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? I shouldn't really give a fuck. see this guy sending his name. You just ban these people, dude. I don't mind that. I like banning these people. Alright, chat, I'm pretty sure I answered most of the questions. I like that because if questions get repetitive, it's because I answered most of them, which is really good. So this is good. How do you make friends? Keep streaming. I don't make friends. No. How do you stay motivated? I just said it before already. Okay. Alright, chat. It's time. We ever try getting serious again? No. You know what, dude? I'll mix that question with one that I just remember from earlier. Loneliness slash what was that guy's question? What was it? I just saw him. Fuck, it was like a combined question. It was him. It was that guy. He said something like fuck, dude. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't say that earlier before. No, not really. I think streaming is like a very okay. I think one word that's very important to take note of and memorize here is self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Okay, so anything I say, okay, you have to always put that word back into it and make a combo of it. So basically, streaming is sort of lonely, even though personally I love loneliness, and for some reason sometimes, often enough, I want to be lonely more than I don't want to be lonely. Like I'd rather be on my own. It's easier to be myself and have ideas and channel my energy to places if I'm alone. And I have a great relationship with myself. I talk to myself. Sometimes I argue. That's I think self-internal dialogue is fine and I like it. So then, with that in mind, all in all, if you're not like that, streaming is lonely, but it's also self-inflicted because there's no hours. There's no, you don't, nobody says you need to stream this many hours or this, whatever. There's no cap. There's no bottom minimum. There's nothing. So then, if you choose your hours or whatever, it means that you can do whatever you want. You can, you know. Does that make sense? So, if you don't go outside, it's by choice. It's by whatever. So it's very, very self-inflicted. It's just part of it, right? But I never had problems with the mental. I find it easy to be happy overall, I think. Can you do this more often? Maybe sometimes. Not too often. I don't want to do this too often. I don't think I'm that interesting, and there's not enough questions that people can have that makes this interesting. Okay, last thing. How do you deal with people trying to bring you down? That's actually decent. This is a question because this is gonna be applied in like work, school, real life, streaming, YouTube. This doesn't matter. This actually works everywhere. In my opinion, there's a lot of ways to go about this. It's like a fork. You can try to ignore them if you want. some processes can be unhealthy. And, like, if you base your entire motivation on proving people wrong, I feel like you give them too much power. You give them a lot of power. I think proving people wrong can be a part of why you do something, but that's be combined with your motivation to do well in the first place. Oh, I want to do well, and it'll prove them wrong. I want to do well, and I will do well, and when I do, it's gonna roll them. That should be the mindset. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be like, I wouldn't do this, but I'm gonna be successful at this because I'll prove them wrong. And that's kind of a brain dead, in my opinion, mindset. Yeah, what are these bots in the chat? This is so weird. Yes, sometimes I do feel void and empty inside, but then I kind of jerk off and go to sleep, and it kind of full resets the next day, so I don't think it's a problem. That's just like being a nighttime soy boy. Definitely will have a career in streaming as long as it exists now. Do you think it should be streaming more? Streaming will get more. It'll get more popular, but for different reasons, I think. I think it will get filtered out. We all go crazy at night and overthink everything, and next day is fine. As long as you realize that you're just kind of being like a nighttime soy boy sometimes. If there's a real problem and there's a real possible problem in your thoughts, you should address it. But what's also true is that sometimes at night we kind of get soy boy, and you have to put that fact that you might just be having a late night degen thought, and those come and go. As long as they don't stick too much, you're fine. Okay. Yeah. And with that, people trying to bring you down. I think we need to understand. Okay. Last thought. Okay. This is another one of my mindsets. Another one of my philosophies. You need to understand most people do things for a reason, right? Right. So why would somebody that is having a lot of success, somebody that's rolling, somebody that's having a good time, somebody that's happy, why would they try to bring you down? I think one of the main reasons why people do that is that they're threatened. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter why, how, what direction this is going. A lot of people like to talk shit and say a bunch of trash about your stuff, because they feel threatened, or they're insecure about their own stuff, and it makes them feel better to make you go to their level. Does that make sense? It makes them feel like they're not alone in being a complete failure. And you guys can say, "Oh, dude, they're just bored." But listen, dude, a lot of people that are good and bad are bored and don't go out of the way to make everybody feel like trash about what they do. Sometimes people are very defensive. Right. All right. This was good. I enjoy playing games or solo with friends. I enjoy both. I'm lucky. I enjoy playing co-op games and solo games. Both are really, really fulfilling for me. So I really like squad games, though. They're really fun. When I used to play games on my own, you know what I used to do a lot? I'll just put some mode on. I'll do it. I got you. Chat, I'll only do it for 5 minutes while the bots are getting filtered. I'm sorry, chat. I don't like doing sub mode. I love you guys, non-subs. I'll just give it a minute. When I used to play games as a kid, if my brother wasn't there and I played alone, if I could choose a class that had a pet, like a hunter or a warlock, I would choose that class. Because for some reason, I don't know why. It's not even like it's not even some soy boy shit. It's just I don't know why I do that. It would make me feel not alone to have a pet with me, even though it's just like a random creature in the game that doesn't have any feelings or whatever. It's just having a pet is kind of cool. You know? That's kind of how it is. Hi, man. Hi, man. House tour? Yeah, I'm doing one soon. You'll see. It's just that the house was empty, and I thought it was kind of weird to do a really like empty house tour. That's kind of weird. I mean, it'll still be empty. There's like 4 rooms above that. All these rooms are empty. Yo! What was this? We didn't have a straight away from how transparent you are as a streamer? Or negative? Just let me like that. I hope this doesn't come. I hope this doesn't come across as bad. I'm not trying to shit on any streamers or whatever, but I think these days I have to be honest. I have to be honest with you guys. This is my true feeling. These days I've noticed that the appearance of real people fall for it much more than legitimate real, and I think that's kind of damaging to the sphere. I don't know why. It's weird. The appearance of real. I don't know, dude. It's just weird, man. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like fake positivity stuff. Yeah, it's kind of weird, chat. Okay, chat, it's done. I have no idea what we're doing. I have no idea what game we're playing, but it's time. Chat, thanks for all your questions and thanks for all the changes for hanging out with me. That was really cool. I enjoyed you guys a lot. Thanks for passing by. This will probably end up being a video just because some of these questions are so recurrent that I want people to know them. So pog you. And if you're YouTube Andy, well, watch live, dude.
XQC L.
Come with us, dude. And use your Twitch Prime if you have one.
Dumb.
Okay, pog you!